The truth finally leaked. Devils eyeing at least one position. How do they go about it? What do they do about it? Where do they go from here is the question to Tom Fitzgerald. Implications, let's talk. Welcome, Devil fans. Glad you're here today. Hope you'll stick around for the rest of the offseason. Hit the subscribe button as we continue to break down Devils hockey and the offseason. So, I think from Devil fan perspectives on how this offseason went, I think mixed reviews. Tom Fitzgerald clearly, took better care of his bottom six. I really like that he found out that he was, going to move on from Nico Daws and gave Jake Allen his contract. He's not going to be, in a position where he was 2 years ago. He's going to have a goaltender who he can rely on, who he feels good about. And you know what? You look at Nico Daws, third round pick, 2020. He's in year 6. He's not a backup yet. Just go with the safe option. Go with Jake Allen. That's what Tom Fitzgerald did. Really like that. But I think when we came into this offseason, and what we saw from this Devils team last year, how the season kind of ended in a 5-game exit to Carolina, I think we're looking for something a little bit bigger. I think we're kind of looking in a direction of getting maybe another goal scorer, another top 6 player who can help out in the top 6. Well, it's officially official. Devils are looking in that area. The Devils were at least one NHL team told by the Seattle Kraken, we're not trading Jared McCann. Now, I like this from Tom Fitzgerald. He's at least looking into where they need to get better at. They know they need to get better in the top 6. Jared McCann, clearly a top 6 forward, can play on your first line, has scored 40 goals in the NHL. Those are tough to come by. He's at least looking there. Now, Jared McCann in general, that was going to be a tough trade right off the bat. I mean, you look at Seattle, Jason Botterill, first-year GM, first time ever having a role as a general manager. He's not going to trade away his best goal scorer, or it's going to take a lot. It's going to be hard to sell a first-year GM on getting rid of their best goal scorer. A team that maybe the past 2 years didn't meet expectations. When you throw those things into it, it's really going to need to, knock his socks off to get him to make that trade. To get him to go, okay, well, we have a 40 goal scorer. We have a younger team. We're trying to maybe compete for a playoff spot this year. Let's trade our best goal scorer. Tough. But when I look at Tom Fitzgerald and what he's doing, this is the right move. This is the right type of player to bring in. A player who, hit 40 goals just 3 seasons ago. Has had 70, 62, 61, can hit 60 basically every single season from now on out. So when I look at Jared McCann, and, the type of player that he is, a goal scorer, somebody almost hit 30 2 years ago, has hit 40. And the Devils as a goal scoring team, last season, they finished with a top 3 power play, but finished 20th in the NHL in goal scoring. So 5-on-5, they really struggled. And you can go ahead and go, oh, well, they didn't have Jack Hughes or Dougie Hamilton. Well, actually, in that span of time, their power play percentage got better. So you can't go ahead and say that, it was Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton being out of the lineup. Sure, that didn't help, but I don't think you're going from a 20th unit to a top 10 unit. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. Now, those are really good players. Obviously, your team struggled. We saw that. But we saw this already turning over before those 2 players got hurt. It really felt like a slump from February to pretty much the end of the season. Pretty much to Game 5 against Carolina. I mean, Jacob Markstrom was their best player in that series, and they still lost in 5. It still was a tough series. And looking at this lineup, and you look around, well, you start off with, you have the best center duo in the division. It's not even close. Nico Hischier is the number 1 center on any other team in this division, except Pittsburgh, maybe Carolina. It depends how you view Sebastian Aho. But Jack Hughes, clearly the number 1 center in this division. When you have the 2 best centers, or the best center duo in your division, you have to make the most out of it. And Andre Palat, Stefan Noesen in your top 6 is not making the most out of it. I mean, Stefan Noesen, fun story last year, hitting his career high in goals, but he did that in January. Fun stories don't win you championships. It was great, and it was great for Stefan Noesen to contribute like the way he did, but he kind of cooled off. Hitting your career high in January when you're a veteran in the NHL maybe doesn't show, being a top 6 player. And that's fine. I mean, Stefan Noesen isn't being paid to be a top 6 player. He shouldn't even be in that position. Now, Andre Palat, on the other hand, is being paid to be that player, but you know what? That's a tougher contract to move off of. I don't think you're trying to move off of, obviously Stefan Noesen. You just signed him, but you're looking to play him where he's supposed to play. He's supposed to be in the bottom 6. You revamped your bottom 6. Go help your bottom 6 even more. Put Stefan Noesen back in there. So when I look at the Devils' top 6 unit, you look around and you go, well, you're hoping Timo Meier can have a bounce-back season this year. Now, I know Timo Meier, strong finish, really good from March on, but they need that all year long. Because at the end of the day, sometimes numbers matter. And yeah, Timo Meier, snake-bitten, 1 goal in 19 games. You know what? Maybe, probably, definitely should have gotten more luck with that. But at the end of the day, what matters is who scores more. You need the goals to go in. I mean, Jared McCann scoring 40 goals. Are you really asking how he scored those 40 goals? Or you just go, oh, we have a 40-goal scorer. I mean, are you asking, was it, a deke? Was it a one-timer? Or are you going, well, we have 40 goals that we can just kind of pluck in. Well, it's in our lineup now. We feel good. We have an extra 40 goals on our team. Well, it was Timo Meier, year 1 with New Jersey. I know it was kind of split between San Jose, and he had those 9 goals with New Jersey. But that's what you were thinking. That's when you signed him to that 8-year, $8.8 million contract. You were saying to yourself, well, he's going to score 40 goals. He's going to be a 30-plus goal scorer at least. When you have those type of things, maybe your season goes a little bit better. Maybe you don't finish 20th in NHL in goals. Same with Dawson Mercer. Second down year. You maybe are really hoping that, players like Meier can score 40 again or 35. Dawson Mercer can get back to being a 55-plus point player. But if those things don't happen, you have to have some of a backup plan. Last year, what was the backup plan? Nothing. That's why it was 42-win season, 91 points. First round exit to Carolina, 5 games. Carolina, well, you know what? They traded their best offensive player. They had a backup plan. That's why they beat us, and we were, done in 5. They have to have some sort of backup plan. Now, it could go better. Like I said, Timo Meier could return for a full year. Dawson Mercer could look more like he did years 1 and 2. Those things could happen. But if they don't, well, don't expect to change. Don't expect it to be much better than 20th in NHL in scoring. I mean, you got what you deserved. You didn't change. You moved off Tyler Toffoli, and then you kind of said, well, we don't really need to replace him. We don't need to get another top 6 winger. That's fine. We just made a big trade the year before, brought in Tyler Toffoli. He just had a 70-point year. We're going to, trade him at the deadline. And in the summer, we're going to get more physical. Yeah, physical, you need to get more physical, but you also need to replace Tyler Toffoli or even replace Igor Sharangovich. I mean, that's what you're looking at if you're Tom Fitzgerald. Now, you look at this lineup right now, Arsenij Griciuk on the 3rd line. I like to see him in the top 6. We already know what's going to happen. Not going to be a great defensive player. He's going to make mistakes early. Yeah, that's common for a rookie. Usually they make mistakes early. But when you have a player like Arsenij Griciuk, the type of talent, skill, what he did in the KHL, you make the most out of it. It's kind of like your centers. You're the 2 best centers in the NHL. Or, sorry, you're the best center duo in the division. Go, make the most out of it. Go get him another winger. Go, look at Jared McCann. Jared McCann didn't work out. Well, where are you going to go next? Is it Arsenij Griciuk? Looks better than Stefan Noesen or Andre Palat in your top 6. So, potentially. But you need that backup plan. You don't want to finish 20th in the NHL in goal scoring again when you're paying guys, $8 million a year. I mean, you look at that top 6, you have really 4 players hovering right around $8 million a year. Jesper Bratt just under. Nico Hischier being severely underpaid. Jack Hughes underpaid. Timo Meier, you know what? From his production as of recent, you can maybe say a little bit of an overpay. I think you can get back to it. Get back to, that 35, 40 goal scorer. But that's where you are right now. You have the best center duo in your division. Go make the most of it. Go get another winger. Go look better in your top 6. I'd like to see Arsenij Griciuk in the top 6 either way. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, who do you want the Devils target? Who can they go after? Let me know down in the comments. Hope you hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys all really soon.